Errol, welcome back to Swift with Serhan. Basically, it's been a while that I didn't update my YouTube channel, so today I would like to cover a 3D effect transition carousel. This is the UI that we are going to build. As you can see, I have used the Marvel characters in order to achieve this functionality with the fancy UI. As you can see, we can swipe left and right smoothly, and also with the 3D transition. So this is the UI that we are going to build. I hope you enjoy the video, and let's get started. Let's create a new project. It will be an iOS application. We will be naming it 3D carousel effect card view. You can name it as you wish, and the interface here will be SwiftUI, and the language will be Swift. Okay, and let's create it and save it into the desktop. Let's remove this preview so that we can have more space. In the assets, we are going to include basically the Marvel characters. You can use any Marvel character as you wish, or from the Git you can pull the repository in order to achieve this fancy to obtain fancy images. Okay, so we have Avengers, Deadpool, Hulk, Iron Man, and Spider-Man. Okay, so let's get started with coding then. Let's create a new folder, name it as views basically, and then let's create another folder and name it as models, because we are going to have a model. I would like to have the organized folder structure in my all projects. In the views, we will create a shared subviews basically. Okay, and then we are going to start implementing the card view. So new new SwiftUI, Swift file, and then we will import obviously SwiftUI here basically, and we will name it as struct card view, and we will implement the view, and let's include text, small text, hello world, so that when we build right now, the project will build, and then compiler will not yell us or give us any warnings or any issues. Okay, let's include the variables here. Let title will be string, let subtitle it will be string, and let image will be string. We are implementing it in this way because we want to have the card view child view to be reusable. Okay, so let's add an vstack. We will have a vstack as a beginning of the card view. Alignment will be leading, and spacing will be 8. So there will be 8 unit gap between the elements basically. First things first, it's important to include the image basically, those images that were shown in the example UI that we are going to achieve. It's gonna be resizable because we will have the clipped card view with the resizable images, and we will be giving aspect ratio as fit with the frame height 300. As I mentioned, it will be clipped to the bounds, and also corner radius with 20. Okay, I think the corner radius will be deprecated. Just be aware of that. Let me give it a try one more time. Corner radius, yeah, it will be deprecated. So instead we should use clip shape or fill. But for this specific example, I will be using basically the corner radius. Okay, not to make things more complicated, because it's been known by many developers for many years. So it's gonna be leading and spacing will be 4. This is another we stack for the text side, as I showed you before on the UI. Maybe I can run the simulator and see one more time, basically, to show you actually how it's gonna look like. Until it runs, let me also add text title here with font headline and with foreground color black. Okay, so, and also here we'll be having the label. Let me run the application to see. Since it is running now, you see we have the character name and then the info icon and the which from which side it is, like Marvel, DC, and etc. So it's gonna be label. We are going to include the subtitle with the system image info.bubble. Okay, so, and we will be giving a font a sub headline, and also foreground color will be gray. And also I would like to emphasize this, that this will also be deprecating the foreground color. Instead we should use foreground style. So we will be having horizontal and bottom paddings. We added paddings from the sides and also from the bottom. Okay, for this we stack, we are going to add a background color. Okay, so background will be color.white. Okay, and then corner radius for this VStack will be 20, and we're gonna add a shadow with radius 6 and also padding. Okay, there will be a padding on all over the edges actually for this card view. Okay, our card view is ready. We can use it now. Let's create another view model. As I said, I like my folders to be structured, even if I'm going to implement a small application. I want to show you, how folder structure should be. I mean, there are many correct counted ways to do it, but this is the way I structure my basically folders. We created the content view model because we are going to apply the MVVM pattern. Obviously, it's not very important at this point, but I wanted to have this view model to return the data from view model. Let's create our model as well. It's gonna be named as character.swift. Okay, so we are going to also include the foundation here in order to be able to use variable names such as unique identifier, and I think when we don't import the foundation, we can still use let name as a string. Let's give it a try. Let's say we didn't import, if there will be an identifiable does not confirm. It says let's say let ID will be UUID, which will be a new unique identifier for each item, basically. And let image will be string, and let site will be string. Site is like a character site, whether it is what is it called, Marvel or DC or etc. As you see, as I noticed, we need to import foundation in order to be able to use the unique identifier. So far so good. We created our model, which we will be filling from the view model and send it to the view, and also our view model is ready. Let's also do a final class, content view model, observable object. The reason why I'm putting this, I don't want this view model to be subclassed, to be able to, it shouldn't be subclassed by another class. That's why it is final. Okay, so here we need to import SwiftUI. Also, instead of observable object like this, you can define observable. You can use observable macro. Okay, this is another important update with the iOS 17. So anytime when you define a variable in this view model, it is automatically defined as publish. So when we do characters, and then character is equal to this. Okay, so we don't need to put published especially or separately here, because this observable macro is already adding this published annotation. Okay, I'm emphasizing the important points for you. These courses or my channels or my aim is not to only show you how you are going to implement things. Also, I want you to understand what is coming where. So as a second step, we are going to create a method which will be named as fetch characters, and we will be calling this fetch characters method from the view. Okay, this will return us characters. Let's rename this as a characters, which will populate the characters array. And I have it ready actually. I'm going to copy and paste it in order to make this video shorter. Okay, so yeah, here it is, and Hulk, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Deadpool and Avengers will be our main characters, which will be returned from the view model. Okay, let's get rid of from the image and text. Let's leave the width stack on the view. We have the padding, and also on up here we are going to trigger view model dot fetch characters. Okay, let's define our view model. Private var view model will be content view model, and since it is marked as an observable by using the observable macro, we will add the state so that it can capture the state changes. So we will call a custom function here to display horizontal scrollable cards. Okay, let's create this method func cards, and let's pass the characters as a variable here, and then this will return some view. So far so good. Okay, so let's have ScrollView horizontal. It's gonna be a horizontal dimension, will be horizontal ScrollView, and scrollable, sorry, show indicators will be false. And then when we are going to iterate our items, it's gonna be in the height stack. Okay, for each we are going to do characters. We are going to iterate the characters, and ID will be an ID from the unique identifier that we created in the character struct, character model, let's say. So far so good. And we are going to have item in. We are going to capture the each item as an item in the closure. Okay, and let's add this cart view. Let's have item.name. Subtitle will be item.site, and actually this will indicate the theme of the character, and we are going to return the image. Good. Let's call our cart from here, and video model characters will be passed as a variable. Inside the for each, actually we need to wrap the character the cart view with the GeometryReader. But before going to that, let's run and see what we have achieved so far. We will be able to see the characters scrollable side by side, I mean horizontal actually. But before that, actually make sure that we also have the frame. This will have the width 300 and height 400, and it should. Let's run the application again and see what we have achieved so far. As I said, we will be able to see the characters scrollable without 3D effect actually. So we have without 3D effect, we have scrollable horizontal characters achieved. So far so good. Now as a next step, we are going to add the GeometryReader and 3D rotation effect for each card. Let's wrap this card view with the GeometryReader, and then we're gonna capture actually the geometry here, geometry in. Let's move this card view inside the GeometryReader. The reason why that we are wrapping the card view in the GeometryReader, we want to I'm adding comment. We want to read each card view's position. We want to read each card view's position. Okay, this is the reason that we are going to wrap the card view with the GeometryReader. We have a frame. Frame will be applied to the GeometryReader. Okay, and then here what we need to add a rotation effect, rotation 3D effect. Okay, and then for angle we are going to pass decrease, and it's gonna be double. We're gonna force cast it to double. Okay, and we are going to read the geometry frame in, so it's gonna be global frame for the card view. We are going to have minus x. We want to minimum, sorry, not minus x, minimum x subtracted by 20, and then we are going to divide it by minus 20. This is for the angle. For the axis, basically we are going to have, and x is gonna be 0, x is gonna be 0, y is going to be 1, and z is going to be 0. So we do have the axis on the y direction, because it's a it will be rotate around, it will be rotating around the y-axis. Okay, let's run it and see what we have achieved so far again, so to see what changes we have applied. Okay, the reason why I wanted to show you that we have achieved the very nice smooth transition rotate effect, 3D rotate effect for each card actually. And we are going to add the anchor. Okay, it's gonna be in the 3D effect. We are going to use the anchor. Let's reformat our code. So we have axis, angle axis, and we are going to include the let's put comma here. Anchor is going to be in center. Okay, we are gonna have the anchor in the center. So it's not the part of this one. It's gonna be actually the part of the axis. Okay, and we are going to put comma here. Anchor rotation in the center of the card. This is added to capture the anchor rotation in the center of the card. Okay, and then we're gonna have the anchor Z, which is going to be 0. No Z offset will be added, and last but not least, we are going to add the perspective. Here will be 1 0 in order to add depth for 3D effect for each card actually. Okay, and this is it. We have achieved the we have completed the implementation. Let's remove the blank space and then run the application to see what we have achieved again, and then I will explain the code the couple of points of the code is very important. As you can see, we have the anchor center. Okay, so when we slide to the right, as we can see, scroll is from the center. Okay, I want to emphasize the angle and the perspective variables here. Angle is important to achieve with the geometry reader actually. This gives the exposition of the card relative to entire screen. So we have the entire screen, and we can see we can capture the exposition of the card. As we scroll, the value changes dynamically, which enables the real-time rotation. Okay, and here minus 20, subtracting the minus 20 from min x, these values are arbitrary tweaks the center, the rotation around the screen, adjust the rotation strength. The closer card is to the center, minimum x is equal to 20, similar rotation. And as the card moves left or right from the center, rotation becomes more pronounced. Okay, it's important to understand. One more thing, that angle and decrease here converts the calculated value into actual angle object by using rotation 3D effect. Okay, and for the perspective, it is important to understand perspective is a multiplier for how dramatic the rotation looks. A higher value, e.g. 1 0, creates the stronger 3D effect. Cards closer to screen center look more upright and other tilt more aggressively. A lower perspective creates a flatter, subtler effect, less visual depth. So that's why perspective is important to achieve the depth of the card. Anchor is, as I mentioned, is important to rotation from the center, so that it happens between the centers of the card, the rotation effect. And that's it actually. If you have any other questions, please let me know in the comment section. And if you want me to achieve the cover another topic, please again leave comments down below. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next video.